I just want to riff here. I think the Charlotte Hornets. I think Steve Clifford's a placeholder. Let me tell you. Let me hear your thoughts down below in the comments section. While you're there, damn, my phone just dropped. But while you're down there, hit that subscribe button. We're on the way to 20,000 subscribers. But guys, the Hornets aren't that far away from being at least the playoff team. I think Steve Clifford, they needed somebody to be coach. I also hope that Michael Jordan does not sell the team. I don't know why, but I personally don't want him to sell the team. It's just kind of have nice having arguably one of, if not the greatest player of all time, be the owner of the franchise. But I think this team is a good, you know, team, and I think Steve Clifford will just, mutually either retire or mutually part ways, and they'll all go out and actually get like their Mark Jackson. Everyone loves to use Mark Jackson as the comparison for, oh, the guy that, took the Warriors from being this team all the way to being an actual championship team, almost. Because he set it up for Steve Kerr. And they're looking for a guy, because in my opinion, I think Kelly Oubre, he's going to get a lot of suitors. He's having a great year, and I've said it before once LaMelo Ball got hurt. I said at the start of the season when Miles Bridges was not signed and the whole debacle that Kelly Oubre was going to be the guy who takes Miles Bridges' shot attempts. And I didn't predict the whole Mason Plumlee thing, especially now they moved Mason Plumlee. It's just Kelly Oubre was obviously the guy who was going to have a career scoring-wise. I mean, post-All-Star break, he's averaging 21. Pre-All-Star break, he was averaging 20, basically same size. He's more efficient now. He's gonna get paid by someone to be their third option probably, but PJ and maybe even PJ Washington. But I know they want to keep PJ and Kelly. And Nick Richards is another guy who's shown every time he starts that he's like a double guy. And I could see a contending team want to bring Nick Richards as a high-level backup center off the bench. And yeah, so for me, I think it's definitely interesting to look at all of this, because it's definitely interesting, all right? It's definitely interesting to look at it and to think about it, because for me, this is a team that'll be, look, they're right now, they've got players like Nick Richards, to be example, as a starter through the season, 8-8 basically with like 2.5 blocks. Not bad. And he's been a guy for the season who's averaged like 8-7 points. All right, I think for the season, 8 points, 6 rebounds, a block a game. Like, someone's gonna pay him. They've got players on this squad, so if they can retain them, and if they move on from Gordon Hayward, who's still like serviceable when healthy, it's just durability with him. Terry Rozier's serviceable. Those two guys can be flipped. All right. The jury's out with, Kai Jones and JT Thor. Mark Williams looks like a dog. Bryce McGowan's looks like he could be a good player. He's still young, I'm not going to go debate him. James Bouknight, it seems like, they're going to move on from him. But if they move on from Gordon Hayward, Terry Rozier, and then keep PJ Washington and everybody else, bring back Miles Bridges, they have LaMelo, and if they win the lottery or they get Scoot Henderson or, anybody like Vic, I think Vic, Scoot Henderson, Cam Whitmore, I think those guys could really help out the franchise. And what do you guys think? Am I just stupid for thinking this? I think it's like definitely like reasonable to think this. So what are your thoughts? Let me hear them. It's interesting to think about this team. And again, this is a team that's been interestingly like not bad. So I've enjoyed it, but I know we're looking at like a situation that is weird. I just think like, hey, let's move on from Steve Clifford. That's for me. Let's just move on from Steve Clifford, and let's get an actual coach who can sell an idea to a direction for this team. But for me, I think that's it. Like, what else are we gonna talk about right here? So I think that's it. It was an interesting game. Let me hear your thoughts. If there was anything you guys might have wanted to hear, but yeah, that's it. I'm a peace out, A-Town style. I think there really can't be anything else to talk about. There's this guy who has like interviews, and it looks terrible. Genuinely looks terrible. But hey, yeah, wepa.fm.